All right, I hope we're live. Good evening, everyone. Let me just go and check. See if we're on. We're not. Okay, give me 1 second. 6 o'clock, though, on the East Coast. Okay, there we are. So, you've reached Pine Grove News Live. So, I hope everyone's doing okay. It is actually 80 degrees here today. Just a perfect day. A little warm for me. It's different for everybody. So, but we do have until 10 p.m. tonight. If you read the scrolling news thing down there, we have tornado warnings until 10 p.m. tonight, and that's another 4 hours. Right now we have lightly cloudy and blue skies. And for a change, they haven't. I guess they haven't chemtrailed because they know that they got a storm rolling in. Yeah, and I guess they're trying to get that other storm off the coast of Florida picked up right. They're calling that, trying to call it the first cyclone or hurricane of the season, a little early, but they call it Tropical Storm Arthur. So anyway, folks, I'm going to try and put this all in a nutshell for you. A little briefing before we go on. We are going to, I want to get back over to that page, and I want to show the Fair Use Act page first. We're going to talk about Atlas. I don't know if it's still a comet, but some people consider it still a comet. But anyway, we're going to talk about Atlas. We're going to talk about Comet Swan. Both of them together. I'm going to give you the news and you could judge for yourself. This right here that's shown is the 3-hour video of this guy named Igor. And I still don't know where he's from, whether it's Germany or it might be Germany or Russia. Okay, Igor, take your pick. So apparently this video, this is the one we talked about a couple of days ago, about supposedly where Comet Atlas was apparently attacked, shot at, and so on. But we'll get back to that. We're not going there right now. See, what else do we have? A lot of talk about. No, I'm not going to bring him up. There's somebody out there that a lot of people listen to. He keeps himself invisible. You probably all know who I mean. Let me go put that up there. But anyway, he stated he said he'll never state a date, but he has done that, especially in the past year or two, given dates, and one of them was, I guess, the 12th or the 13th, and it is now the 15th of May. And anyways, none of his predictions have ever come true. Supposedly, there's another one of his so-called waves that are coming through, and the waves may be true. I've read some scientific articles stating that our solar system is in a certain area of the galaxy, the universe, whatever, the galaxy, where it's a little cluttered and some debris. That's why we're getting all these sightings of things coming out of the sky more frequently. Of course, we all think it's something else as well, or could be. Combination of both, who knows? But we'll talk about that. What else Nevada today. We'll go right into talking about Nevada and how many earthquakes did Nevada even have today? I've got like, I'm going to go to my PC for a little bit for the email because I get, you know, the postings on whether we have an earthquake. 6 or higher, it goes on my PC, and anything above a 5, I guess, goes on my laptop. And it's just a little strange, the things that I got. Okay, so if we're down here on the bottom, it's 7:08 a.m. I believe that's Eastern Standard Time. Anyways, we had, well, that's the Fiji one. Let's start, okay, with the Nevada one. 7:15 a.m. was the earliest one. And the earliest one was a 5.8. No, I'm sorry, it was 7:09. And that was a 6.4. So those two are right, but then it goes up, and we basically, if you look at the coordinates, 38.2-117.9, those are all the same until you get to this last one, which was 7:39. So probably 30 minutes later, there's another 5.4. Let's see. I get one at 7:31 at a 5.8 and a 7:40, 6.2, and it doesn't even, and then there's a 6.5 at 9:45 a.m. I don't know what's going on. Does anybody else? And they actually put one, I believe, on my laptop right here where they deleted one. See that? 5.4 in Nevada, in a different area, which they deleted. So I don't know. They're really just screwing with my head anyway, right? And of course, there's a bunch of other ones, upper 5s. Ring of Fire, yeah. It's been said before, is alive. It's alive, it's awake. Yeah, I'm going to put my glasses on soon because things are starting to get a little blurry. So anyways, there you go. Tonopah, west-northwest Nevada. So what's going on in Nevada? I mean, where's Yellowstone? Isn't that up there? Let's see if I can get. Can I move this? No. Of course not. Come on. Oh. Anyway, not going to let me move it. Forget it. I'm not playing around with this. It's different on this laptop and it's driving me nuts. Okay. So I don't know. Where is Yellowstone? Is Yellowstone in Nevada? Yellowstone, Great Basin. Anyway. So a lot of that went on. And briefly, let's give you the updated data, the figures on, guess what? The coronavirus, 4,602,307 deaths. Yeah, and then we can go into, USA, 1,053 says new deaths. Okay, I did not read that. So total deaths in the U.S., 87,000. Is it really that many in the U.S.? 87,000 deaths? That's what it says, right? Yeah, we're up there pretty good. Which one closest to the UK? So the windows are open. You shouldn't be able, with this microphone, then you shouldn't be able to hear that plane go by, but it's a sign of recovery. You hear the planes. I mean, there was almost a month. Didn't hear any planes. It was just eerie. Very eerie. Of course, when we came to bought it in 1999, it was pretty quiet then too. I didn't hear any planes. I probably would have thought differently which is probably why, we are where we are, where we're supposed to be, right? So, yeah, this is from End Time Headlines. There you go. Tonopah. So, with that, let's see, let's go on to, let's give you the weekly volcanic activity report that I try and get out there every Friday. And it is Friday. 2 days off. They're doing something. They're beaming something down from somewhere. They're increasing some activity. I've told you about this before, that I get tired in the afternoon, but none of it is ever to the point where I almost just can sit down and pass out. Got to fight it. I'm at work. I've never, in my 60 years, I've never done it at work. No, it's a no, except that maybe that one time I tried to quit smoking for 3 weeks. And just one day in that year, anyways, don't know what it is. But obviously, when you get around, these computers and the Wi-Fi, because I don't have Wi-Fi on. It's all hardwired, but the router's right here. The Wi-Fi's going from here to the rest of the house, and I have my ears ringing all the time when I'm sitting down here at the computer. I used to not notice that. Just thought it was, the tinnitus from listening to music that was, way too loud when I was younger. Always loud music, right? Some people say it was because you put headphones on and turned it up. I did a lot of that. Anyway, so this weekly volcanic activity report, there are no new, volcanoes going off, but they're, continuing the ones that are, and that's 15 volcanoes. Ongoing activity from May 6th to the 12th, and this is the 15th. So there you have it. There's the list. Stop the video, take a look. I don't know who the heck is out there blowing a whistle. Somebody's in trouble, or it's just the kids playing. Hopefully it's kids playing, right? That's what nice, warm, sunny days, clear skies are for in the afternoon. The kids get home from school, they eat, they do the homework or not, and then they go out and play. That's the one thing I remember was about when I was young. We went outside and played. All the kids in the neighborhood, up and down the street. Some even came from, block or two away. Yeah, they all come up to, basically it was in front of our house, and we played wiffle ball. We set down bases in the street. Kickball, a lot of kickball. I remember that well. Those are good days, good memories. Not many of them, but that was a good memory. Of course, the other memory I have of children playing kickball or wiffle ball was when my mother put us to bed at 8 o'clock while it was still sunny out. Didn't understand that one. Boy, that hurt a lot, because I could hear the other children playing in 2 houses down in their backyard, which is right where my bedroom window was. It just felt like a form of torture. It was horrific. It was. I'm sure, obviously my mother, didn't know what she was doing, what kind of, imprint that would make. But anyway, we're all, carved out of different situations. So let's get through a couple of these pretty quick. You must have heard about this one. This was on mainstream news about that woman with her child in New York. Yeah, there's the title. Mom arrested after confrontation with New York Police Department. over a face mask. This is ridiculous. There's a lot of stories like this, and even the mayor, said that it was no. But I'm telling you, man, some of these, not just police officers, I mean, there's other people who are in other, in situations of power over other people. They may be managers, your bosses, whatever, something like that. That, once they get a taste of that, and I've had a taste of it before, I particularly don't like it. Having to, have the answers all the time, or supposedly you're supposed to have the answers all the time. And I don't know, I didn't like it. I was president of a bowling league, and, it just felt like you're taking care of children. Some would speak up and speak out, and sometimes very loud after they've had a couple of drinks, and try to, mitigate that. And anyway, I don't like it. I don't want it because it does change you. That money changes you. A lot of money changes you. These things do. I mean, isn't that the saying? Money corrupts, or power corrupts. Money is evil. You can go on and on. So, anyways, here's the video.
Tonight, Mayor de Blasio says he is disturbed by this takedown. A mom arrested after she got upset when she was instructed to wear a face mask. Police say the 22-year-old was with her young child at the Atlantic Avenue subway station when cops asked her to put on her mask.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Responded with profanity. That video shows how things escalated on the subway. The woman starts waving her arms and strikes one of the officers.
Now, see, that's where I stopped it the last time. Waving her arms and striking one of the police officers. That is totally false. You could see right in the beginning, because I went back and looked, and it looked like the officer was grabbing her first, had a hold of her upper shoulder, chest area, and then she pushed him away. All right, you're gonna see this. Watch this. I think one of these cops, maybe this one.
Tonight, Mayor de Blasio says
Look, he just went to grab her. He's still look at him. He's pushing her. She pushes his hand away.
22-year-old was with her young child.
Now, this reporter should apologize for accusing her of starting all this. I mean, starting what? Because she wasn't wearing a face mask. She's all of a sudden, enemy number one. Freaking break. Especially when they don't do anything for you. No, they don't. If anything, they block your oxygen from getting to the hemoglobin, however that works. It cuts that down, and you're inhaling more CO2 that you put out. But anyway, and then there's two other stories. Massachusetts church receives cease and desist orders after he. Recently issued a cease and desist order from local officials when he learned that he planned to resume his holiday services, or resume holding Sunday services. So officials assumed that by announcing services at all, the church planned on violating the 10-person limit on in-person gatherings. So he gets a cease and desist order. Tell you, man. Then, of course, Michigan. I don't know what the other state is. Missouri, woman governor there. But anyway, Michigan barber defy Governor Whitman's coronavirus shutdown, has the license stripped. Yeah, they can go do that. This is the power thing that I'm talking about. They want more and more power over us, and they're going to get it. They do these things to do just that. I mean, they've come after us so many times with taxes. They've raised the food prices, the taxes on the food prices anyway. Everything you eat is either the portions are getting small and the price goes up a little, down a little, so you supposedly don't notice it, but there are people that notice these things, and they just about tax everything. I mean, if people didn't speak out on that and go to whoever they need to go to, their representatives, who are getting paid to listen to these concerns, and you don't go to them, they assume that you really don't care, and it's just fine and dandy. So, I mean, we deserve everything that they're doing to us because we let it happen. We most certainly can stop it. So, with that, all right. So, what's the next one? Los Angeles. Yeah, Los Angeles to shut off water, power of non-essential businesses that refuse to close. Yeah, they're going to use all these things against you too, people. Your utilities that you've grown to, be used to, accustomed to having all the time. Like your power, food. I mean, power to keep your freezer going to store food, so you don't have to go shopping or hunting every day. Maybe time that we all learn to do or read about what the people 100, 200 years ago did in order to preserve foods and what they made. I know a lot of them didn't make it to a ripe old age, but we do have other things like washing our hands and soap and hot water, and I don't know, they had that too, but anyways, you know what I mean. So more overreach, more and more overreach, and they're already talking about this supposed second wave that we talked about a long time ago. They put it out there to test your responses to that, and for the most part, mostly everyone is ignoring it. Whether they're trying to shut it all off now, I mean, people are, I don't blame them, especially if they don't have a job and they don't have any money coming in to pay for their mortgage or buy food that has been skyrocketing in prices. I mean, where's our representatives for that? Where's the outcry for whoever's in charge of these prices? Yeah, but it's all, I guess we should all go read Agenda 2030. There's a bunch of them. Jade Helm, I mean, we've talked about this before. Where'd Jade Helm go? Well, I can almost guarantee you that they're still there. They're probably just living amongst the people and got their equipment and everything hidden in very good camouflaged entrances to dumps, deep underground military bases. So I hope you understand what these tracers are. Okay, you should understand this too, because they can come to your house. They're hiring these, thousands of these people, this army. And with the second wave supposedly coming and other things. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, supposedly all kinds of, at least 2 mysterious diseases that just happen to pop up in the middle of all the clutter. So, I mean, there are all kinds of stuff out there. But it's just, what they're going to use to get their agenda done. And that is basically to kill 6 billion people and, have robots. They don't need the people. They got the robots. Of course, you need people to maintain the robots and the programming, whatever. It's just all surreal, man. And anyway. Oh, well, I'll talk to you later about what things that are going on at my job in the nursing home. Positions have changed. I am still the sole maintenance guy at the Ruth House. The man that was hired, we'll call him Mike, was hired to run the Ruth House, but because of this virus and this change one day, he's over the other building in the Jewish home, and now he is running all of it. So now they're looking for another guy to run the Ruth House. And I told Mike that people were being disrespectful by not offering the job to me. They didn't do it the first time. I just heard about this one. I mean, they said they're looking. I mean, they didn't even come to me. I don't want it, but I want them to ask me. It's respect, isn't it? I don't want all that pressure. I don't want to be constantly under the gun to get something done. I've seen these guys come and go that they can't handle the stress. I mean, guys who do this for a living, I don't know what it is about these two buildings, but three of them since I've been there in 2.5 years, gone. And a couple of the workers or the maintenance regular guys like me, gone. Anyway, that's an update. We met in the parking lot. I guess I'm going back to on-call duty. Of course, starting on Labor Day weekend. And so it really doesn't matter. I mean, most of the people are getting better at the Jewish home. Less positive testing. There is still one ward there that there is a no-go for me to go there. That's the C2. They have C1, C2, and they have A1, A2. And then Sawson is completely shut down. That's the new building they built 2 years ago. That's where the first quarantine was, and then they just closed it off. I guess they got to do a deep cleaning in there. But things have slowed down there, so there is no, really, except for C2, there is no worry about cross-contamination. I knew a long time ago that they were still at the Ruth House because they were taking people from the Ruth House in ambulance and so on and putting them in the Jewish home or to the hospital and then back to the Jewish home to recuperate. In any case, just when you think that everything is slowing down and maybe going to get better, Massachusetts doesn't have an open up date. Connecticut does. Connecticut has May 20th as a phase 1. And it doesn't really mean anything different except, I guess, salons. Salons and barbers, they can open up, but restaurants still can't open up. They can if they have outdoor seating, that's it. And that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. The only thing that has changed is that now you can go to the barber, which, you know, my barber just came home from New York, and I'll be getting that haircut over the weekend. Just way too long. So yeah, this, video does. My brother says, I look old in it, and I do. Always, triple chins. But anyway, what we got next? Okay, we're going to talk about that now. That's the only one I got left, so let's talk about it. So, following this IntelliHub, Shepard is his name, and a lot of good articles. He does his research, and I appreciate that from him. All I'm saying in this one is that I listened to this, watched this video for 3 hours, and I think there's one further down. Where'd you go? Well, let's go to this video. This is the same one. And I got it set at 237.51. Oh, there it is. So what I want to talk about with this is that, listen. Oh, and remember, before I get into this, because you're going to lose track, Los Angeles, they're talking about turning the power off and the water off. I think we already went over that. They're still giving us warnings for fire warnings, and we've never had them before. Well, once before, maybe a month ago. But those are the only two in the whole 60 years. Yeah, that I've been living in the Connecticut area. Never had those warnings. And we rarely have tornado warnings as well. But I don't know, maybe it's just a sign of the times. They're just all paranoid, or they want us to be fearful, which is probably, the best answer to all that. Or the reason they want us to be fearful. Yes, fearful. So, with that, this guy, you can see his name is right down there, Igor. And I listened to one other video of his one time about something that happened in the United States. Mountain Observatory, North. That's his last name. I don't know if this is him or not. Against the grain, it's just one who's offering this video, I guess. I selected it from inside of Telehub. But let me show you one thing, okay? This is supposedly, I believe it is. This is Atlas. Now, look at this triangle, okay? See this triangle of stars, supposedly. This is Comet. These are stars. Look at this triangle upside down, okay? That is an upside down triangle. We'll keep that for reference, okay? Never mind, these things over here yet. And remember this triangle, okay? Forget about these two stars, because there's going to have these stars popping in and out as this thing, follows Atlas. So let's go see what happens at, let's see, I got 238.50. So let's go to 238.19 and let's hit play on it. Oh, well, hit play on it.
Visible in this stage of observing.
Something's going to happen at 238.50, so watch it. I'll let you know when it gets close. You watch these two, watch this whole triangle down here and that triangle. But I'll play it over and over.
I don't know what is around the Comet Atlas. I don't know which stars are that. This is
Here we go.
Between Big
You see that?
and Pardalis.
These stars
I'm not
moved.
familiar with the stars inside of these constellations. Oh, look at that here. This is the second time that it's happened. Have you seen it? First, look at that here.
You notice that whole triangle moved?
Look at how it's moving left to right.
The triangle up top did not.
What the fuck is this?
Triangle, the two stars there, they both moved. Are they mirror images of? I don't know what's going on here. So let's do it again.
I'm not very familiar with the stars inside of
This already moved.
Constellations.
Okay. See these three stars, this triangle is not moving. I think that this might be some background lighting. I'm not sure. Maybe it's something to make it look like they're stars. But we got to follow this triangle here because he's, thinking this is Atlas again. But these both two are getting this little, whatever you call it, streak. We got to go back a little further, though. Let's go back to the very beginning because I want you to see something else in there. Right over here, you're going to see something come up. Something here. About 6 seconds. No, that's not starting yet. Somewhere over here, you're going to see a squiggly line, and then something's going to come over here. But all these stars, watch them too. All right, here we go.
I don't know what is around the Comet Atlas. I don't know which stars are that. This is from the between Big Dipper and Pardalis.
Both these stars move.
I'm not very familiar with the stars inside of this.
This whole triangle moves.
Constellations. Oh, look at that.
See, the whole triangle moved to the left.
This is the second time that it's happened. Have you seen it? First, look at that here.
And then this.
Look at how it's moving left to right. What the?
But he was talking about it only happening to Comet Atlas. is Comet Atlas in 2 pieces. Oh, I know it's in about 4 pieces now, but I mean, these are not the same. I don't know. I mean, I've watched stars before, man. I've never seen, a triangle of stars move in sync. I just think he's calling it something that it's not. He does mention that the camera moves and that maybe that is what happened. But this triangle up here stays there always while these move. So let's start it up again. Where we're going to go? What was it? 38, 50, go to 44.
I don't know what is around the Comet Atlas. I don't know which stars are that. This is from the big deeper and Camelot.
All 3 of them moved.
I'm not very familiar with the stars inside of this.
Watch again.
Oh,
The same thing that happens here happens up there. And this star moves with it. But you get the streaks here. See?
Look at how it's moving left, right. What the fuck is this?
I don't know what the hell it is either. Is it a trick? Is it something to create sensation? And somebody said, and this was
going left and right.
Somebody said the Comet Atlas was that the U.S. Space Force had something to do with it because it knows that it was on its trajectory.
Absolutely
Still is, but you're going to see a couple other weird things going on too. So I'll just play this one more time for you. 238, go 44. Okay.
I don't know what it's around.
So see this up here. Watch these 3.
This is from the between Big Dipper and Camelot.
So something does happen up here. It moves and comes down before these 3 dots, before this triangle moves. So something does come down before these things move and then shoot over, and then this whole triangle moves over. I don't know. There you go.
I'm not very familiar with the stars inside of this.
It's all going to move to the left.
Oh, look at that.
See that?
Here.
Move from here to there.
This is the second time that it's happened. Have you seen it? Look at that here.
And while supposedly this dot.
Look at how it's moving left, right. What the
Yeah, so I don't know what that is. It doesn't look like anything. I mean, it looks like something was coming out of there and moving around and then going towards this dot, okay, which I thought this was Comet Atlas in the middle because he usually puts it in the middle of the screen. But there are some other weird things that happen here too. So he talks about a spider on the lens, and we're going to go check that out at 249.09. Okay. 249. Okay. 249. Gonna watch this bug appear. Camera's gonna change.
Look at that.
Watch these triangles.
Like plasma is shooting or something. I don't know.
You see the trees that show up.
Whoa, like something is shooting at the comet, man. This is incredible. This is incredible. Whoa, man. Oh, my God. Oh,
Well, see, that looks like something shot at that, but you see the same thing up there.
On the YouTube.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the YouTube. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of likes that way. Where's that bug?
What else can I do here?
Now, see, that looks like the comet with its tail, but you're going to see that bug come on.
Something is shooting on the comet, man. Something is shooting on the comet.
Nothing was shooting at that. But remember that this triangle moves with the camera these move differently than these. They don't move all together and they don't stay together. Let's go back to 249.37. Watch those two triangles. It's easy if you...
What else can I do here?
Look at the triangles. Did I bring that too far? No. Yeah, 249.09 is what we need. All right, 5 seconds. 9 seconds. Here we go.
Man, look at that here. Like plasma is shooting or something, I don't know.
Now see, that could have been just screen moving, but that is weird.
Whoa, like something is shooting at the comet, man. This is incredible. This is incredible.
Yeah, that seems like it's just shooting at that one, but let's see what happens.
Incredible. Whoa,
What you
man.
get to see?
Oh my God. Oh, I must do this.
See?
I will upload this on the
Yeah, on the YouTube. So anyways, you know, I'm leaving the link. You can play with it yourself, but I mean, am I seeing it wrong or something? I mean, and then watch, there's something over here that sits here and then crosses the screen in like 5 seconds. And where was that? 251.52. We're gonna look at that for a minute. 251. Yep. Let's go with 251.16. This thing still traveling across the screen. What's that? He doesn't mention anything about that. I mean, is it a plane? I don't think so. And you can watch their comments in the chat over here. They're wondering what the heck it is too. It's too fast to be a plane, so they say. I believe that if that's what you're looking at as a stars, and I think it is moving too fast. I don't know. There are fast planes. 251.52. And then we have the bug again. Whatever that is. He's calling it a spider. But it's twice that it happens. Now this thing is still shooting across. Still have this triangle that does not move. When all these things, when this triangle moves, the other one doesn't. Anyway. So one more time. 238. 238.50. Come on.
I don't know what is around the Comet Atlas. I don't know which stars are.
Watch those triangles on the bottom.
This is from between Big Dipper and Pardalis. I'm not very
See, actually, it looks like something did come down and fire on that, and then it moved both the top and the bottom. You see that? The triangle
Oh,
moves.
look at that here.
Triangle up top doesn't move, but the triangle on the bottom does.
Have you seen it? Look at that here.
So I don't know what's going on.
Look at how it's moving left, right. What the fuck is this?
So anyway, you know,
Look at that
you
thing.
use your discernment. I'm just showing it to you. I asked him questions. I was not giving an answer.
Right.
Um,
Look at that here.
Actually, I think my comment was deleted. 249.09.
Absolutely incredible. I don't know what is this.
This is the second time.
Man.
Here comes the bug. You'll see the
Look
tree
at that
line.
here. Like plasma is shooting or something. I don't know. Whoa, like something is shooting at the comet, man. This is incredible.
You see, this triangle does not move.
Incredible. Whoa, man. Oh my God. Oh, I must do this. I will upload this on the
Yeah, on the YouTube. Yeah, I mean, 3 hours, got to have something there, for all that work you did. So, anyways, people, the other thing is that IntelliHub, he had some other guy on today. I don't know if I can get to his site. I think this is his site, but he had someone on today anyway, and they were talking about the interaction, how Comet Atlas, one of the two hasn't been around in 8,000 years, and Swan hasn't been around in 6,000 years, and how those two could, in this moment in time, be very close to each other and possibly cause some kind of interaction. You all remember what happened with that flyby of that comet that went by Mars that NASA tried to take down and stop you from seeing, but somebody did get a video of that and pictures. This is an electric universe, right? And we have, magnetic field lines and Bose shocks and different types of energy out there. Now you get these two ancient comets, and one that's broken up already. I mean, after 8,000 years, it's going to come around again just to be broken up. I don't know. I still think that maybe something did break it up. Well, I don't think it was in this video. But in any case, I mean, there was talk from this other guy today, and go look up the recent one in there in IntelliHub. He talks about when those two meet, it'll be like this current, because Atlas has its own electric field and Swan has its own electric field. And when they get together, it'll be like, they've stored up all this energy for so long a time, and then when we get together, it's like releasing it all at once. It's like a capacitor. If you know what a capacitor is, it's like a giant capacitor blowing up. It's got all this energy inside of it, and it just has to let go. Now, some people were talking that these two may also, when they do this, may be close to the sun and do something to the sun. But the big thing that they mentioned was that these two things together can cause an EMP. That's an electronic, I know what it is. I don't know. I've got early onset of something. EMP pulse, electromagnetic pulse. That's what it's called. I try to think way before I speak, and that's what my problem is. But anyway, and this electromagnetic pulse, as you know, we've talked about before. What can it do? It could take out the electronics and other stuff on our planet. And so there's been a warning out there, and so I have to leave you with this warning, whether it be true or not, because a lot of people put out dates, they just don't come true. And heaven forbid if we should be, that wolf, that boy that cries wolf, keeps calling the dates and none of them ever come true. Now I give you this date of May 23rd. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't come true, because if it does, it's going to be a big problem for everyone. I mean, the biggest. It may even be time for the rapture, because if you've heard all the stories. This United States cannot go. They'll lose 90%. We will lose 90% of our population if these electronics and electricity and these things go for a year. It's been studied. It's been put out there before. Some say that the government, anyway, is well aware of these things and have got these protections, these Faraday cages, or at some type of EMP shields. I mean, here's before I go, this is what I should tell you too. Whether it happens or not, okay, be prepared. All you need, okay, some of the stuff I got is just a cardboard box and tinfoil. That's as easy as it could be. And then you got to ground that box somewhere. I mean, a lot of them I don't. I even bought a small garbage can from Home Depot. You line it with cardboard so that the metal doesn't touch anything that you put inside. Seal it, whatever, and then put the cover on it, and you have a ground. And so all that stuff inside theoretically should be okay. Put a laptop in there, put, your phones, your chargers, stuff like that in there. As far as the bigger things, I mean, I couldn't tell you. You'd have to look into that on Google somewhere, like protecting. You can buy EMP shields and devices, but they can get pretty pricey to put on your generator or on your house, right to your fuse box, or you can put them on a car. Now, I'm going to give this guy some traffic. I hope you go there, because he has somebody who puts them together and sells them, and you get a $50 off if you mention MARF, MARF. Go to marfugalnews.com, go to marfugaltv.com, sign up in there. I don't know, look for the EMP links and go see how much they are. I mean, last time I checked, they were selling them for, and this was months ago, they were selling for $350, but you got $50 off by mentioning Marf's name. And I think they're even cheaper now, because they just have gotten cheaper. They've made a lot of them, made their money. So I think you could probably get it under $200 now, or in between $200 and $300. I wish I could get it under $200, because I'm going to need 3 of them. I'm trying to think, which one I should put it on first. Compressor. You know what I mean. Generator or the house. Of course, if you put it on the house and you don't fry the circuits, I mean, it doesn't matter, because if they got transformers that are blown, you still won't have power until they fix them. So it's probably better. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Maybe it's better to put it on the house and kind of like put your generator, or put that in a Faraday cage. I guess that's the best option. So with that, the 23rd, somewhere abouts there. It gives us 8 days. And remember, somebody told me about this today. I think what was the name? Anyway, Luke, Luke 21:25. Had it right here. Luke 21:25. Coming of the Son of Man. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Yeah. Then we're going to go to 36. Luke 21:36. Watch thee, therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Folks, go read Luke 21. It talks about the lesson of the fig tree. Watch yourselves. You need to keep looking. Jesus foretells destruction of Jerusalem, the coming of the Son of Man. Yeah, Jesus foretells war's instruction. I mean, Luke would be a great place to start. Luke 21. With that, everyone, God bless you all. I guess I'm just rambling on, so we can get at an hour. Anyways, take care of each other. Heed the warnings. Look up in the sky. Pray. Yeah, we got to pray for many things. That's taking care of each other. So with that, everyone, God bless and peace out.